one of the things that the author of the book called The Blue Zones, Buettner.
Dan Buettner.
Right. Mm-hmm. So he's looked at the areas, obviously you know about this, in the world where people live the longest and the most healthy. And one of the things that he talks about is finding your tribe. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't mean the Indians, right? So, so finding your tribe. And sometimes, though, even people who decide to live in congregate settings can be very lonely and isolated.
Absolutely.
Too, because I've worked in those settings.
Absolutely.
And I know. Just an anecdote just reminds me of a lady we'll call Gladys, dear Gladys. I started working with her when she was 90, and the reason that that I was assigned to work with her is that she could not get along with roommates, and she did not have the funds to have her own little private, so she had a roommate. And I'll never forget, she said to me, "Doctor, how would you like it if you had no choice as to who's in the bed next to you? How would you like that?" And they want the headlights on all the time. She used to call the overhead lights the headlights.
Wow.
And so she destroyed about 7 roommates. And so they were ready to basically kick her out of the facility, and she had to get another one. And so they bring me in, and I'm supposed to convince Gladys to get along. So she wanted no part of me at first. And then I just said the reality. I said, "Look, if you don't work with me and we can't figure this out, you're going to be kicked out. That's just reality here." Okay. So we went from there to actually a great relationship. But one of the things is this facility had a very small percentage of people on Medicaid. Mm-hmm. So very small percentage of, more people in the poverty line. So, and she was that. And so she felt very intimidated by many of the people who were wealthier than she. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that I was able to do is to help her become less lonely. And the way that we did this, and it just worked out, is that she liked the people in the beauty shop. She liked the workers. Hmm. And so, and she was fully capable of walking and doing things. So she had a job assigned, and that was to fold the towels. So that was her social, the hairdressers there. Mm-hmm. There were 2 of them, and that became her, because she would never even eat meals with the rest of the people. So, and she lived, dear Gladys lived to 102. And I worked with her episodically until she was 100. I went to her 100th birthday party. Wow. And she began to thrive.
Well, that also connects with one of Buettner's categories, and that's what's your ikigai? What's your reason for getting up in the morning? Yes. What's your purpose?
Yes, meaning.
And having meaning in the course of your day. So in addition to the connections with other people, it's okay, what am I doing? What am I contributing?
Absolutely. Yeah. And meaning, meaning is everywhere. It doesn't have to be, existential meaning, something that maybe you and I would want to know more about or feel. But meaning can be something as simple as folding the towels in the, in the hair salon. So, and without meaning, without purpose, that also is a very big risk factor for suicide, for depression, for addiction. Right. All of those things. So helping people find meaning. And sometimes, one might think, well, can't they do that themselves? Well, not necessarily. So a pastor, a counselor, someone in their life can help people, find out their interests, and they can have a new identity, be a partner with the person to help them. I'm not telling them what to do, and I'm not just listening, but I'm strategizing with them. That's the type of therapy that I've done. It's a pretty active role, actually. Yeah.
Well, in the other, as you were talking, one of the dear individuals who's a member of my congregation, she lived to be 96, and one of the pieces of Ruth's life is people would ask her, so what's the secret for being so vibrant? And she said, I always hang out with people who are younger than I am. she knew from actually very early, much early in her life, that she needed to make sure to surround herself with more than just her contemporaries. And because she outlived so many of them.
That's true.
But she had many friends when she passed away because she was always adding individuals who were younger than she was.
Yes.
And that helped to broaden her perspective on the world, and provided her with all kinds of conversations and interests, and that she wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yes,
So.
intergenerational work is really important,
Yeah,
and some of the more progressive CCRCs, continuing care retirement communities, do provide opportunities for that, but not all of them.
Right.
And so it is important to be with children and with people younger than you.
And I think that's one of the gifts that churches can offer.
True.
It's one of the few places where historically multiple generations have gathered on a regular basis, and they have a common experience in worship, and they have some common focus and mission projects. And I don't think that that's a piece of the gift that churches provide for the larger community and for individuals that we think about.
I see.
And that we claim that as being unique and special. And by the way, nobody else we're building houses for age segregated
Yes.
populations. When you're in school, you're very age segregated, and we don't have to be that in most
Absolutely,
congregations.
right. So I hope that more churches, build on that and increase that with various activities,
Yeah.
pursuits that they have.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely right.
Paula, this has just been great. We could keep on going for hours.
We could.
And we will. This is not the end of our conversations. But thank you for being here and for sharing with us some of the many insights from your career and your life. And as I said, we'll look forward to many more interactions.
Well, thank you, Beth. It's been my pleasure too. Thank you.
Thanks.